So this is the question that everybody is really curious to know, that what is it that you teach inside the Complete Singer Toolkit which is so special? And yes, this work is special. This is very different from any other coaching that you have received in the past, any other training that you have received in the past. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. But before that, hi, my name is Abhilasha. I am the vocal coach who is also the creator of the Complete Singer Toolkit. This is the program that we are going to be discussing about. But just as sort of a superficial introduction, this is a 12-month-long mentorship program which is dedicated to helping professional and aspiring professional singers find their best voice. By the way, if you are here and you've watched the other videos, then thank you, because it really means a lot to me that you have shown real interest in this work. Very few people in the world are doing this work right now, and I'm really happy that you are one of those people who is exploring something new, something that generations of singers have not had access to so far. So let's get into this conversation. What makes the Complete Singer Toolkit so special and so different? Now, here's the thing. I've mentioned this in one other video of mine, but most of my students do not have problems sounding good. They already sound good, right? They've already had a lot of training. Sometimes they don't, but most of them come with a lot of training. But for whatever reason, their past training is not helping them get better. They either feel stuck or they feel like they're even getting worse, because if they have any discomfort, constant strain, they are feeling stuck with their range. Or maybe if they do one exercise, like they practice their lower notes, the high register gets cut off, whatever, just random examples off of the back of my mind. But people are experiencing a bunch of issues despite having years of training and no real solutions to those. Another scenario can also happen, that singers go to doctors and because they're in a lot of discomfort and they are stuck in this loop of medication, or really freaked out because they've been recommended surgery. Another option is people have actually taken voice therapy from a speech language pathologist, but despite the medical issue going away, they are not able to sing as well as they used to. So point being, these are common concerns of singers who are working professionally. And by the way, if you haven't encountered these situations so far, I do not want to scare you, but in the absence of good technique, one of these situations is very likely to land at your doorstep. That isn't me trying to hard sell this program. That isn't me trying to fear monger. It is just a hard fact. It is the truth. In the absence of good technique, it is very, very difficult to work in large volumes and have a consistent income as a vocalist, because your skill, your technique, and your health is what actually determines how much and how long you can continue making as money as a vocalist, right? So that's my primary concern, also to help singers live a better life, because that is something that a lot of singers are not able to do currently. They are really in survival mode and they are really freaked out because their body isn't cooperating with them. But when I designed the Complete Singer Toolkit, I realized, after having gone through a bunch of vocal fatigue related issues myself, that our standard traditional vocal lessons are not really the right place to resolve these issues, because our teachers do not have any understanding of the human body and how it is aligned. And I have had to really piece together so many different things, work with multiple experts from primarily the US, but also some experts from India, who have helped me understand how the body is designed, how the human body is designed to vocalize. And that's exactly what we are doing when you are working with me inside of my programs. We are not just here to help you sing better. Yes, that is a goal, but we are here to tune and optimize your instrument from scratch. So this means that we look at how you sit and stand, what's your postural sort of frameworks like, how are you breathing in day-to-day life, how are you breathing when you sing, what are your reflexes doing in your body, which parts of your bodies are overactive, which parts are underactive. Do you know which muscles are supposed to work, which are not supposed to work, whatever, right? What is your specific set of issues? How has your individual body deviated from this perfect design that you were born with? That is what we are really looking at. So sometimes this work can feel like a regular music lesson, a regular voice lesson. I'm sorry, this is not going to be a music lesson, but it can feel like a regular voice lesson where you have some, contemporary vocal technique related practices, but sometimes it can also feel like physiotherapy. It can really be many things, because we are here sort of attending to every aspect of what goes into building an optimal voice. We are looking at helping you understand the biomechanics of how your voice is supposed to work. How are you designed? How's your body supposed to interact with the parts, right? And produce the most efficient voice. That's one aspect. The anatomy, yes, that's a very important. What's the biology of a healthy voice? Because if you do not know that, then you don't really know what the problem is, and you don't know which direction to move in. The next thing that you're going to really learn about is nervous system education. Again, I'm not an absolute expert on this. There are people who do a lot of really in-depth work, which I also, share freely with the, members of my program. But the idea is, my job is to sort of really bring those pieces into the voice aspect. So I am looking at how the nervous system dysregulation, how being in constant fight or flight, how being constantly stressed is contributing to your vocal limitations, how that is creating a bunch of muscle tension in your body, and how that is not allowing you to perform at your highest capacity. We are also going to look into how to release different muscles of your body, how the big muscles like to be treated, how do the small muscles in your body like to be treated, how can you shed tension from your body, how can you warm up, how can you build space, and really just how can you get to the most efficient, optimized version of your instrument right now. This isn't something that pretty much any of the other vocal coaching that I have received offer to you in one single piece. Yes. Within the complete Singer Toolkit, you are getting a distilled, condensed, cohesive piece here. There are many pieces of the puzzle, and here you get a sort of unified bird's eye view on what needs to go into helping you fix your problems. So this is primarily what makes the complete Singer Toolkit so special. It's even hard for me to tell you what I do, because it is so different from just being a voice teacher or just being a vocal coach. There is a lot of rehabilitation aspects that go into this. Things we're looking at protocols from vocal rehabilitation, so things that actual voice therapists do, we also borrow from there. But there's also a lot of more sort of voice teachery things, contemporary vocal technique, breathing technique. That's a big piece. Expect to get a little slice of many cakes, and at the end of the day, you are going to leave with a really cohesive understanding and of all the pieces that go into healing your voice and finding your best potential. So I hope that answers your question. This is really, 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 we cast the net really wide, but at the same time, we stay focused on the target, which is to help you reach your, goals, to increase your range, to reduce strain, to eliminate strain, in fact, to breathe better, to sound better. So this is not just theory for the sake of it. This is not just diversification to confuse you. There is a purpose, and we do not leave any aspect unchecked. Hope to work with you inside one of my courses. If this resonates with you, you can always drop me a DM on my Instagram. If you are on Instagram, if you are not, then you can find my email ID here on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's also another playlist where I, this is sort of like an FAQ section, but in a video format. If you prefer to do more of a text-based FAQ, please head out to my website, which is also linked in the bio, and you can go down and scroll to the FAQ section of the complete Singer Toolkit course page. So I really hope to work with you soon. I know this is a long video, but you can sort of treat this like a little podcast if you're interested in this course, and see you soon. I'm really excited to work with you.